long and very difficult period of reflection. I've decided to leave the party that I've served since I was 14 years old, to leave my role as Parliamentary Secretary to Health, and to join the Liberal Party of Canada. I'm very proud of the time I've spent in government, and I'll work very hard to bring that experience and passion to the Liberal Party and continue to serve my constituents. And I want to thank Mr. Trudeau for welcoming me into the party. I'll be seeking the nomination for the Liberal Party of Canada in the GTA.
Oh, just pushing my hair aside. Tory MP Eve Adams has crossed the floor to join the Liberals. Or to put it another way, a loose cannon MP who was being pushed out by the Tories has gone to the Liberals in a desperate bid to remain in Ottawa. Look, there's lots of baggage with this woman, and I have a feeling Justin Trudeau is going to regret saying yes. I think he already may be having a second thoughts. Ray Hurd has never had a second thought. His first one is always more than adequate.
Yes, well, all I'll say is this. The headline on the Liberal Toronto Star, it is the mouthpiece of the Liberal Party, along with the Globe and Mail now. Guess what the headline is?
Tell me.
Eve Adams barred by Conservatives before she moved to the Liberals. So the Tories threw her off their bus, and now Justin has hauled her onto his bus, which may end up in a cul-de-sac.
This is not Belinda Stronach crossing the floor.
No.
I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Belinda Stronach, but there was a totally different calibre and quality. I want to be courteous towards this woman. I don't think I've ever met her, as far as I remember, maybe. But there is a history which is troubling.
Yes.
There are many people who think she's a lightweight, a loose cannon, that her behaviour has been erratic. It does seem the Conservatives had said, you are not running for this party again, anywhere.
Yes.
So she hasn't crossed the floor. She's trying to remain an MP. I don't believe she will. And reading tweets and various social media, I think the Liberals are now questioning, why did we actually say yes to her?
As usual, Justin's senior staff, which is about as adept as Benito Mussolini's general staff.
I think they were quite good, weren't they? They've been in power for 30 years, 20 years.
Another military, what we'll call politely a cock-up. She has a history of temper tantrums in public, charging cosmetics, lipstick and other things.
We all do that, come on.
Well, certainly, I don't need to do that. But the most ironical thing, and this could be a skit from Monty Python, Justin Trudeau said, it's all about Eve.
Yeah.
Now, we may have a clip about...
No, we haven't got the clip, but I think it was too young to see it. I do want to play a clip. I want to play a clip here of... there were questions today, and I have to say, we sometimes attack other media outlets, but the questions were pretty good. And there was one particular question that must have been very shocking to her and even to Justin. Can we see that question being asked now, please?
I don't really know how to say this tactfully, but why would you want Eve Adams as a candidate? I'm sorry, Ms. Adams, but, there was the whole mess with the Oakville North Burlington nomination battle. There's the whole baggage with Dimitri Soudis. Why would you, in this moment where you're trying to put a fresh face on the Liberal Party, why would you want to have Eve Adams as this part of this new Liberal team?
She's someone who's demonstrated strength and ability at a tremendous level within the Conservative government. She's been Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Health. She is someone who is valued, someone who has always been forthright in her perspective and in her approach.
Look, this defies belief. Parliamentary Secretary who hasn't been a Parliamentary Secretary. She's never been at the senior level of anything at all.
No, and the other irony here, apart from the resemblance to the movie All About Eve, and in the movie, Eve was not a nice person. She loved no one. I could use another word starting with B in any but I won't use it.
I don't want that.
But let's get back to the real issue. Justin spent most of his time telling Canadians how inclusive he was by bringing her in. Well, you tell that to all the senators who were expelled from his caucus. You tell that to anyone who opposes abortion. They cannot belong to his party. And finally, he has thrown out, demonized and blacklisted several other candidates who are smarter than Eve Adams.
Well, it's not enormously difficult with all due respect. Interesting you mentioned abortion, because she, when she was speaking to this scrum, and she seemed almost sort of not even focus or in touch with what was going on. She said she left her party because being strongly pro-choice. The Conservative Party, they may have pro-life people in the caucus, but they have done nothing to change the laws on abortion at all. This idea that Stephen Harper is waiting to make it impossible for women to get an abortion is nonsense. I want to play another clip, though, because here we have the woman who apparently was trying very hard to be a Conservative candidate and was told you can't be, explaining why, actually, the Tories are so mean and nasty. Can we see that, please?
I can no longer support mean-spirited leadership that divides people instead of bringing them together. We need a kind, generous, and strong leadership that champions a shared vision for how to make Canada work for everyone. I want to work with someone who inspires, not with fearmongers and bullies. I want to support a leader who strongly and unequivocally respects a woman's right to choose. It is time for a leader who has the ability to rally his team and all Canadians to steer the country in a more positive, productive, and united direction. That leader is Justin Trudeau.
You know, what I find so, and I'll be candid, disgusting about all this is that politics should... I'm a cynic, I'm worldly, but there should be a certain dignity in politics. People do cross the floor. Church will cross the floor twice, for goodness sake. People, I can no longer... The party has moved. The leader has moved. I can no longer be part of this. This is so transparent. It's about ambition. She wants to be an MP. She couldn't be an MP with the Conservatives. She was being thrown out, so now she's gone... And what she just said there, you know that it's just a Liberal spin. They're talking points.
She's libelling Stephen Harper because, as far as I know, he has no position on this issue or a lot of other social issues. OK, that's a libel. But the real problem is Eve Adams, like Justin Trudeau, is an upward mobile failure. So you can see
he's leader
Justin,
of the Liberal Party.
Well, of the third party.
She is a failure, but he's a...
And, well, so far, the only thing we know he stands for, apart from being for abortion, which is his right, I'm on his side there, he wants to legalize marijuana in spite of medical evidence suggesting it causes diseases.
What would you have done, though? Because he's in a difficult situation here. I think that they should have said to her, thank you, but we're not interested. I think this is going to hurt them, actually.
Yes.
But it's very difficult for a leader. When a Conservative MP comes to you and says, I want to be in your party, very hard to say no.
Well, Bob Rae switched, Scott Bryson switched, a lot of people did, as you said.
You can't compare them in any way.
No, but they were honourable people. She has a record in Parliament of dishonouring the system, and there's a long list, even the Toronto Star, 7, there's a long list of things that she's done that are, to say the least, unseemly. Well, so here's the problem.
I just feel that she has no ideology. I don't know what her beliefs are. There's no substance there. What does this person believe in? I have no idea.
But as a Liberal, and I'm a libertarian Liberal, a rare breed indeed, I have to add this. Some of the people I know quite well sought nominations, and they're honourable people. David Birchie's one, Christine Innes, and Justin demonised them and blacklisted them and wouldn't let them run, and they have been Liberals since they were teenagers. So she has her record of failure in the Harper government, and she gets a free pass.
Do you think she'll be an MP after the next election?
Definitely not. The same way I think Brian Williams is toast, she is toast, before you even put her in the toaster.
Or maybe she'll also be on a helicopter, who knows. As always, it's an enormous pleasure beyond calculation. Thank you so very much indeed. And